What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Today we have something brand new to bring to you guys. Well, it's not brand new, but it's definitely something hot and exciting to talk about with the Pulsechain ecosystem. Huge shout outs to those of you who are on my Patreon, as well as just in the comments section on YouTube, bringing me lots of different stuff to talk about in Pulsechain and outside of Pulsechain. So we got some videos to do today. This one's going to be about 9inch, the new decentralized exchange launching on Pulsechain. So I have a lot of different opinions about this thing, but this is an exciting opportunity for you guys. So some of you guys that have missed out on the sacrifice before, this is sort of your second chance or maybe third chance to get in on another sacrifice on the Pulsechain ecosystem. So just like with Pulse and PulseX, both of those coins you could have sacrificed your Ethereum and gotten some Pulse and PulseX, and once Pulse and PulseX launched, you could have gotten up to a 3x from doing that sacrifice. And I think the same case is going to be true for 9inch as well. There's definitely a lot that points to this being a successful decentralized exchange, and it works pretty much the same as the sacrifice phase happened for Pulse and Pulsechain. So this is the website right here. This is sacrifice 9inch. So right here, you just simply send your funds to this address. After 5 minutes, it'll tell you your total sacrifice points, and up here it tells you just about how much each point is worth. So right now, 10,000 points is equal to about 91 cents. Now this thing has been going for quite a bit. It's already on day 18 out of 30, so you have about 12 days left if you want to jump in on this, if you want to get some coins, sacrifice to get some of these decentralized exchange 9inch tokens. You have 12 days to sort of decide that. So these are the coins that are accepted. Right now, it's really nice that they're accepting coins from 3 different chains. You have coins that are accepted on Ethereum, and these are the following coins that are accepted on Ethereum: USDT, USDC, DAI, etc., etc. And then you have coins accepted on Pulsechain. So again, if you're looking for something to do on Pulsechain with your free Pulse tokens or your free Hex or any of those tokens, you have a lot of these coins that can be sent over from Pulsechain. Do keep in mind, if you're going to send over your DAI, your USDC, your USDT, it's DAI from Ethereum, so don't send over the wrong one, even though the wrong one is kind of worthless at the moment. And then you have coins from BSC as well. So if you're on the Binance Smart Chain, if you have any funds on BSC, Pulsechain, or Ethereum, all of those are going to be accepted. Just look at these respectively when you send them over to this address. And it's just that simple. You guys can see my sacrifice points right here. In fact, I can do another send just to show you guys how it works right here. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this address, and I'll show you guys my sacrifice points total will go up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and send it to this address right here, and we'll just do 1,000,000 tokens, right? So about $100 right there. So I'll send that over. And once that does get sent and confirmed through, you'll see right now I have about 1.2 million points. That's going to go up to about close to 2 million points, a little over 2 million points right there. So what is this decentralized exchange all about? What is this 9inch token all about? Well, it's a decentralized exchange, and I talked about this with Pulsechain during my live stream. I said that PulseX might not have as much value if you have a competing exchange do really well. And 9inch sort of is in the running to do that. So if we go over to the website right here, I mean, their whole terminology for everything, it's a little cheeky, but nonetheless, that's not going to matter too much in the long run. If you have the liquidity, if you have the users, if you have the transactions, then that's really all that matters when it comes to this type of stuff. And the meminess of it is sort of secondary. But this is a staking and yield farming for Pulsechain and Ethereum. So what that means is, just like how SushiSwap was really popular and became a giant DEX competing with Uniswap, it became that because it launched these yield farm degen style things where people could make a lot from jumping in on these things really early. If you guys were around from the beginning days of SushiSwap, you remember the different farms that they had. They sort of popularized this whole liquidity farming thing. 9inch is trying to do the same thing over here on Pulsechain. Now, granted, we've seen a lot of these things since SushiSwap, and some of them have been really popular, some of them not so much, but they're leaning very much into this staking and yield farming, which again, in my opinion, is pretty good. Like a lot of people do still like staking and yield farming over here. And the other thing to note is they're an exchange that's also geared towards two things. One is the meme coin, so meme culture. They're saying they're the exchange that caters to meme coins. So if you're a meme coin enthusiast, this is the exchange to really look at for that. And again, their secondary goal is to, or maybe primary, is to also be the main exchange over on Pulsechain. So all Pulsechain tokens will be on here as well as just your meme tokens. So that is both really, really good stuff here. They do have a kind of a white paper right here, or kind of just a a guidebook right here. If you have any questions about audits or trading, staking, farming, etc., things like that, they're all on here. And some things that make them a little bit different than PulseX, and this is, in my opinion, this is the main draw point for me. I'm not really concerned about the meminess or the kind of the cheeky name or anything like that, but PulseX has an origin address, right? The origin address holds a giant amount of tokens with PulseX. I mean, we can go over here. Let's go look at the website right here, pulseburn.com. There's a button right here that allows you to include the OA and to not include the OA. And looking at PulseX, the market cap for PulseX, if you include the OA, is $5.5 billion. Taking away the OA, you're taking away $4 billion something dollars from that market cap. So the origin address holds a ton of tokens, which is a concern for some people. Some people don't care. Some people think it's a good thing. But if that is a concern for you, if that's a giant question mark for you, 9inch DEX is one of the first exchanges over on Pulsechain that does not have any of that funny business with origin address stuff. They do have, when you're doing sacrifice for your tokens, they're doing buy and burn with that sacrifice amount. So I think that is a huge, huge positive for the 9inch DEX, and hopefully that will help it grow. So that might not, and that's kind of a double-edged sword here, which is why you should sort of diversify within Pulsechain too, because if the 9inch DEX does extremely good and sort of takes over for PulseX, then that is probably going to hurt the value of just PulseX, not really Pulse and Hex and Incentive or anything else like that, but just PulseX, maybe Incentive too. But this is, again, it's all speculative. We'll see what happens in the future, but definitely check this one out. Keep this one on your radar. They have some other things here too. They have like a leaderboard to see how much is being sacrificed. So I like the transparency here. You guys can sort of see who's holding the most amount of tokens, who has the most amount of points, and where you can be in terms of the sacrifice too. So I'm going to go ahead and load up my wallet and do sort of a bigger sacrifice on here. This is one of the most, in my opinion, at least right now, one of the most promising projects on Pulsechain that's launching. Hopefully they get through their audit and everything else like that goes really smoothly. But in terms of seriousness, we've talked about a few other projects on Pulsechain that are, in my opinion, a little less serious and more gamey. This is one that I'm looking forward to for sure, and you guys can definitely read up on this a little bit more, look into their white paper and the team and all that stuff. But this is a good introduction to really get you started to understand what's happening here. There's some other things that are involved in this that maybe I'll talk about in a separate video. One of the things that you should kind of be aware of is once this exchange does launch, what you're sacrificing for is for these 9inch tokens. So you're going to get 9inch tokens, and with those 9inch tokens, you're going to be able to do single-sided staking farming, right? So you just need the 9inch token, and you can probably do some liquidity pool farming too with the ones that they're going to put liquidity on the platform. So you have your Pulse USDC, Pulse DAI, all that stuff is probably going to be on that double-sided liquidity farming, and instead of just like with PulseX, when you do farming over on PulseX, you get rewarded with this incentive token. Over on 9inch, you're going to be rewarded with the BBC token, I believe it's called. Again, cheeky name, but nonetheless, that's what you're going to be getting. And with that token, that's part of this ecosystem. You can consider the BBC token pretty much equivalent to the incentive token. But there's more to unpack there. Again, I'll go into this a little more detail in a separate video if you guys want me to. But again, this is sort of time sensitive, so if you're going to make your decision quickly. You have about 12 days to figure out if you want to do a sacrifice, and you can do a sacrifice from any of these three things right here. So I'll leave the link below if you guys want to check it out for yourself. Read up on it before you do any sacrifices or things like that. And we'll definitely unpack more of this on future live streams, so stay tuned for my live stream. Perhaps I'll do one later tonight and talk about this. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. If you're not a Patreon, consider becoming a Patreon to get access to most of my videos up to 2 to 3 days earlier than everyone else here on YouTube, and you'll get access to my Discord community, which is starting to heat up a little bit. Again, a lot of the stuff that I'm finding comes from just being in communities, whether that be Telegram, Discord, YouTube comments, and if you're new to crypto, it really takes a little bit of practice to wade through the garbage, because there's a lot of garbage that gets put your way. There's a lot of scams get put your way, but that's going to be helpful for those of you who are in my Patreon to get in that Discord group where I can at least wade away some of the scams, so you guys don't have to see that stuff in there. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.